Yeah. No, right now. Listen, we're getting ready to do the podcast, girl. We're starting. We got Edgerrin in the building. Listen, I have to call you back. All right, I can't be on the phone. This shit's about to start. It's about to be it. I'm telling you, I'm calling you right back. I gotta go. Edgerrin here. We can't be on.
Colleen, about time you show up. Damn, we already late. The guy's out there getting ready right now. Can you mic her up? Oh my God.
Got it. Where's the other mic? Is he out there for real, like right now?
No.
Is he with Pops?
Yeah, he's out there. I mean, we've been waiting on her, and you here.
Do you have a mic or no? You don't have a mic? Where's the mic that I gave you earlier?
Jesus Christ.
All right. Let me get this started. He's not in a hurry, is he?
No, you got to get him in.
All right, let's get it.
He's always got places to go and things to do.
All right, let's get started.
Damn, it's about.
To your eardrum, slamming like a dungeon. Give me this microphone and watch me start plunging straight to your head like the roto-rooter. So give me some space so I can shoot a big fat rhyme in your ear hole. You know I got soul guaranteed to make your mama say ho. Bill, blam, alakazam, wham bam, thank you ma'am, hot damn, here I am. So hit it, kick it, stickity, sticker, put the needle on the record, hit this nigga, get wicked. Blow, here I come again with the flavor like one, to us, and now you got the vapors. Here we go like this, like that, biggity fat rap tracks on the wax, so where the party at? Yeah, the sign.
If you came to party, then gonna get your groove on.
Get it on.
But if you don't wanna party, then take your dead ass home.
Now is the party over here? Or is the party over there? Is the party right here? Or is the party everywhere? Yeah, I'm biggity back and I'm proud to be black. That's a fact. Move back if you're sounding kinda whack. Cause I biggity pack power. Scour, I'm mighty as a tower. Buck strong, last long, and you're delicate as a flower. She loves me or not? Show me what you got. Diggity, that's all, folks. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm stronger, faster. You should call me master. I don't need no whip cause you already here, so don't trip. Move to the flow cause I'm ready like Freddy. Kicking funky beats and I'm jamming like Teddy. Riley, I got your head bopping.
Oh man,
that's what I'm dropping, so abracadabra. Rhymes are like magic, tragic, cause I be coming kinda sick. So lights, cameras, it's time for some action. The one-man attraction, so give me your reaction. Yeah. Now sign.
if you came to party, then gonna get your groove on.
Get it on.
But if you don't wanna party, then take your dead ass home.
Is the party over here? Is the party over there? Is the party right here? Or is the party everywhere? Yeah. Non-stop. Chopping through this crowd like Bruce Lee. Damn, these gold digging freaks can't seduce me. I'm hoochie proof, so don't even try to snag me. Tricks stay away from my face like acne. I ain't trying to come down with the heebie-jeebies. All these nuts at the clinic, but not these.
Great anymore.
We got episode with the Edge rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the SSE Sports Strips and Entertainment Show, the hottest show on reality TV. And I am so honored tonight to bring to you a very special guest. Lord have mercy, I've been waiting to get this guy. He is so hard to get.
One phone call.
No. Let me give you a background. Let me bring him in right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a All-American, University of Miami, held many records, even had a 300-yard game against UCLA. Well, they said 299. I'm gonna say 300 because they shorted him on a couple of the spots. So we're gonna call it a 300-yard game. He was the fourth player taken in the NFL in 1999 by the Indianapolis Colts, Rookie of the Year. He still holds all the Colts records, and he is one of only 382 players inducted into NFL Hall of Fame. Out of the 8 billion people on planet Earth, you are one of 382. Let's give a warm round of applause for my man, the Edge, Edgerrin James.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that introduction, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate
My boy
that.
Edge. Well, we've been waiting to get you here, and I'm so glad that you're here. Took the time out to see us. But we're going to talk about a lot of things today. We're going to talk about your college career a little bit at the University of Miami. We're going to talk about your NFL career. We're going to talk about your businesses that you're doing now. We're going to talk about you as a family man. That's what I really want to talk to you about. Now, you're from Immokalee, Florida. Now, I've been to Immokalee. Ain't a damn thing out there but sugarcane fields, rattlesnakes.
It don't matter. So that means if you make it out of there.
How did you get out of Immokalee to come to the University of Miami? Who recruited you, and how did you get there?
No, the University of Miami, that was always the school. That was where you wanted to play at. But that was during the time when it was going through the sanctions. So I had to start looking at other places. But once Butch Davis got there and they laid out what was going to actually happen with the school, it wasn't going to be too much punishment that you couldn't bear. Mm-hmm. You know, it was an easy decision to make to come to the University of Miami. And my grades wasn't the best. You know, when you get to your 11th, 12th grade, you start thinking you know everything. So you stop going to school, taking it serious. So the University of Miami, they had to hold a scholarship for me. They held the scholarship. I buckled down, took the test, got all my scores. Because I never had a problem with school. It was just a matter of actually doing it and showing up. Yeah. So once that happened, signed to the University of Miami, was one of the 12 scholarship guys because we had the sanctions that we was
limited because
we was limited, and came to the University of Miami, and that's all she wrote.
But you came there, man, but that room was so stacked with running backs. I mean, you, Porters, who all was in that backfield at that time?
Well, the backfield, it was like a progression, you know.
I know,
when I was leaving, Porters was coming in.
Gotcha.
And so you had a bunch of guys. You had people that go to the pro. We had Daniel Ferguson, Dominic McMillan. You had Najee Davenport. You got Clem Portis. You got Willis. You got everybody started coming. Frank Gore. Everybody started. We just had somewhat of like, we had this feeder system. And with this system, you had players that wasn't afraid
to compete.
That the other guy
to
was
wait,
there.
To wait their turn now. Not like everybody don't play when they right away, they're ready to do the transfer portal, but you waited your turn. You played 2 back-to-back 1,000-yard careers. I mean, man, you don't know this, but you don't know this. I watched every game that you ever played.
University of Miami, because you're a Hurricane. You're a Hurricane, you got to.
When I got there in 1980, I mean, when you was born, 1978?
78.
Oh, I mean, you was still in diapers when I was changing the program around in 1980.
Yeah, but the good thing about it, you know, the connection there, that's part of the reason we can easily make a phone call and have somebody come pull up. We all support each other all the time. That's the thing about that bond at the University of Miami. Everybody going to get down with whatever somebody else got going.
Now, you do your time at the University of Miami. I mean, you come out early. You had another 1,000-yard game in you, another 1,000-yard season in you, but you decided to come out early. You're the 4th player taken by the Indianapolis Colts. And when you get there, I mean, you was different. I mean, you go there, you got the gold teeth, you got the big hair. What's Ursay saying? What's he saying about this?
Nah, at the end of the day, the game is about
the game. How can you produce?
Yeah, it's about production. You can go through and have like clean cut, speak real articulate, do all those things, but you can't produce, they're gonna get rid of you. But if you can come in there, and the thing about it with myself, it was, okay, the image, the way you're looking at it, people can kind of portray it to be something different, but if you're from South Florida, it was the norm.
Yeah.
But then I'm going into the Midwest, Indianapolis, it's totally different, but the thing about it, it was about playing ball. And so it really was irrelevant. You know, it was interesting for people, it was a good story, but bottom line is like, can you ball or not? And that's what it came down to.
But the thing I like about you, man, I'm gonna tell you, everybody can say I'm a ball player, everybody got their attitudes, everybody got their, you know, their character. Your character was one that I really admire on all levels. All levels. You never got in no trouble, you never had no bad press, you always showed up to play. And you hear nothing about Edgerrin James until game time. And when you come out there, it's like, who in the hell is this guy? And some of the runs that you made, which we're going to highlight on this, the runs that you made was like, what was that? Your balance was so, in that 4.3 in the 40 was like, you don't look like you're moving, but you moving. That 220 pounds is moving. Yeah. And then that stiff arm was incredible. So, you get to the pros, you have Pro Bowl seasons, you break records, you're selected into the Hall of Fame, and it's like, it just goes on and on. But let me get back from that. People don't know this. You know, you're a family man. You got 4 kids.
6.
6 kids.
3 boys, 3 girls.
Yeah. Okay. And I've never seen a father take so much time with their kids. I mean, even though everything that's going on, I mean, I see you in DC one day, I see you at the high school game the next day, I see you at the track meet the next day. I mean, your private jet must get a lot of miles on it.
I'm borrowing people's private jets. I be on that commercial. I be on anything that can get me there. My main thing is getting there. You know, the thing that we lack, and as African American or as a black, you know, the thing that everybody, when you go to the parks, you don't see fathers. You really have absent fathers.
You see the mothers.
Then you just see a lot of mothers. And when you come from that situation, you know, you got to be the change that you wish you had. And so you got to make sure you make a commitment. Like I committed my life to my kids. So everything is based around them. And if you see me hanging out or any of that stuff, it's because I done took care of my business. I made sure everybody in position. And once you start doing it, you don't have to sit up there and broadcast. You do it, people will see it.
Of course.
And when they start seeing it, it'll influence other guys. Because any guys that's around you, you know, everybody takes pride in the children. But
not everybody. You want them to.
I mean, most of the guys, most guys, most people I know, it's like it's a big deal. It's a happy moment. It's like that's my seed.
Yes.
And sometimes the relationship with the mother or whatever circumstances might kind of push people away, but deep down inside, you brought them here. You know, they didn't ask to be here. And for me, I make a commitment to make sure I'm gonna put them in position. And then once you travel on this journey, you get a chance to see the difference between other cultures, other situations.
Of course.
And you wonder why they're successful. And they're able to kick it down to the kids. They're able to breed kids based on their experiences. And so for me, I'm gonna try to give my kids every advantage, everything that I can put in them. I'm gonna make sure that they're gonna have a chance when they go out in this world. They're not gonna have to repeat the same thing, that the stereotype that we have out here as blacks, the way people look at us and the way people portray us. You know, you want to sit back and say, look, man, all you gotta do is look at this person right here. It can be done.
Absolutely.
And when you're coming from a certain crop, you know, it's actually easier than you actually realize. But sometimes it looks like it's hard, but it's really not. Because as long as you're doing the stuff that they're doing, as long as you're giving them the tutors, you're giving them the extra training, you're making sure they're doing things the right way, you got principles that you stand on, the kids are gonna be all right. And then once you see one go to college, like mine is mandatory, so this year would be my 6th child going to college.
Yes.
But it's mandatory.
Ain't no
ifs, ands, or buts. Yeah, but they have to see it. They have to see it. You know, at first, before my 2nd daughter went to college, she wasn't interested in school. She wasn't interested in college. And, you know, so we sent her up to stay with her sister, and she come back, she want to go to college. And so they influence each other, and it just makes it easier. And my goal is to make them independent, get a chance to see the world, and take care of yourself.
Well, that's a good thing, because a lot of parents, you come from a lot of, you got influence, you got money, let's just say that. A lot of people with money would just throw money at their kids, or throw money at the babysitter, or the nanny, or the mother, and then let them raise the kids. But I'm quite sure you see all my posts. When your kids be doing something, you post them. I said, man, I'm proud of you. I mean, I say that all the time. All the time. You know, listen, that is my proudest moment. I don't give a damn what you do on the football field. Yeah. That's only going to be a short period in your life. But you're going to be a father the rest of your life. Yeah. And that's the thing that's most touching me, because you know how I am with my son. Exactly. And that is what it's supposed to be. And that's what I want to let you know, man. That's what I'm really proud of. Okay, enough about the football. Let's talk about your business.
I'm following you. I'm following Pops. I'm following y'all. I'm following the footsteps.
I got footage of you and coming in the club, having the time of your life. You, Santana Moss, Andre Johnson, Clinton Porters. Everybody's in my club, balling out, making it rain. You on the basketball court. All the time, shooting threes and dunking and playing and playing horse. Every time you came to my club, Diamonds Cabaret.
Y'all had a nice situation, but it was fun. It was like But really, it was like to get together, the social aspect, and then you have the competitive nature.
Yes.
That
Everybody gonna get that back.
you put sports around a bunch of athletes that somehow, some way, they're gonna find a way to compete. You're gonna compete, but that's what it's about, you know. And that's the thing I like about when you talk about the business. That's the thing I like about the gentleman's club business. You know, a lot of times people look at it in a negative aspect, but you think about camaraderie where everybody comes and everybody meet. I'm talking about this is a spot that everybody's gonna show up to at some point.
Exactly.
And it's not, and as long as you can go into it with a negative mindset, you give it a chance to really look at it and see what it's doing is helping so many people, but it's bringing a lot of people together. It's like, it's the hub.
Exactly. So how did you first get started? I mean, which one of my clubs was the first club you came to? Was it Black Gold or was it Diamonds Cabaret?
I don't know. Whatever when you or Pops called, I was on my way, you know. So, but it was the one thing I can say about y'all made it inviting, and you're not coming in an uncomfortable situation.
You got to worry about the safety.
That's big because, you know, when you go to the pros and you start making money, like I made a lot of money. I'm 20 years old, 21 years old, and they give you all these warnings. They say don't go here, don't go there. But when we come to Miami, we know where we're going because we know we're in good hands. You know, and y'all always did a good job of making it a space where you really want to go. It's a safe space that that other people who don't know y'all personally or really don't know about the atmosphere, they'll probably look down on it or say, hey, stay away from there. But for us, it was more, man, Pops text me, I'm coming. You know, but it was a good thing too, because that's when mine was really popping. Right?
That was the time. They said that would never
still
be.
popping.
It's a different type of popping.
Yeah, but it's still popping.
It's always popping.
It's always a new generation to make it pop.
No, but that was different.
Yeah,
that was different.
Yes.
That was called the golden era of strip
It
clubs.
was
The golden era of strip clubs. Now, let me bring in my other co-host, Ms. Colleen James. Colleen was a former employee of
James. We cousins. What's up, cuz?
I'm with James.
What up, cuz?
Colleen was one of my top female performers, entertainers at Black Gold and Diamonds Cabaret and King of Diamonds.
Yes.
Now she's a very, very successful entrepreneur in the trucking business and logistics, and mother, and even grandmother.
Oh God, I just had a whole nervous breakdown about that. Don't say that word. Like literally, I just had a big breakdown. Like with my grandma.
I just had a grandson.
Don't call me that.
I had a grandson.
I started crying because the baby just said the word, and I was like,
hey, you better embrace it.
No, it's not about embracing. It's because it's a new generation. Like grandmas are older women. Like look at me. Do I look like a grandma? So now I'm like, I want to teach a new school instead of calling us grandmas because we're not grandmas. Where you have mommy and mama.
Oh,
I'm mama.
She's trying to change
my daughter's mommy. I
I
have to give this shit a new word. Because grandmas is like, hey, don't speak that on my spirit. You know what I mean? Don't put that shit on me. So no, I'm a mama and a mommy.
Get your grandma.
But tell me this, okay, get back to your business. What made you decide you want to go into the strip club game? All the businesses in the world, you own real estate, you own other successful businesses. What made you decide to get into the strip club game?
Yes.
Well, it starts with the real estate. Real estate is the real reason.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, so for me, it was more of a real estate purchase, and the business so happened to sit on the nice piece of property.
Okay.
And so it goes from there. And if you're an athlete, entertainer, you know where everybody's gonna be. You know what everybody's gonna do, and you have to do the things that you like. Like I don't want to get in a business that I'm not interested in. I don't want to be around. I don't want to go to. I want to get a business to where any day I want to go there. Any day I want to be there, and then it's easy to get everybody to come by there, and it's just a cool atmosphere, a good hangout. So it wasn't so much as I set out to say I'm going to get a strip club, but once I saw the opportunity, you know. I made all the phone calls to everybody who I knew. I probably called Pops too much, you know. And it's like, you know, and the thing is, I just did my homework. You go do your homework and say, I got this opportunity. I can't lose because I'm really buying the real estate. I'm really buying the real estate.
Right.
The strip club, that was just something extra that came with it.
I don't see you like taking it like there, like every day in there dressed up.
I
don't see that in you.
Nah, for me.
I see more for the money and investment, you know, it's cool, but
everything is business.
Taking it all the way in, I don't see you as one of those.
It's strictly about the business, and if
So
somebody
you
come with the
dressing up
right
on
number, they can have it right
Dressing up
now.
on Cowboys
It's like-
and Indian days.
Hey, the
All
right
white
number is.
parties.
Tell you how much I like it. If they come right now, they can have it. You know, it's like,
Money
it's the
talk.
real estate with me. You know, it's the real
Yes.
estate. You know, because I was
Yes.
always buying
Property
properties.
is good.
Yeah, I was buying
Especially
properties and
like-
always had real estate. But this right here was a cool challenge. It's somewhere say start from the ground up. And then the other thing that was more important to me was the fact that it was a staple in the city. And you look around at all these strip clubs, all these gentlemen's clubs, and a lot of businesses that we actually frequent, we never have black owners,
Of course.
like true
Yeah, very,
ownership.
very little.
So that was important to me, and that's why I kept the name close to what it was. Because I was like, I want to be able to show people indirectly that you can come from certain places
Yes.
and you can still own stuff. You can play the same game that everybody else playing
Yes.
and do it the right way. So it's like we have a place that we can say, okay, like this right here is something that's owned by one of us.
Right.
You know, it's for us because we attend a lot of people's stuff that
The black guy's
they
the
don't-
front man and the white man is on and taking all the money, and you got there pretending.
It doesn't, it's
That's-
business
it's
like
always- it's always like that. I was
You know,
the
for
first
me, the
one.
black and white don't matter. It's because the black has the same. Sometimes black has the opportunity
Yes.
in certain situations, certain positions. So when we have the opportunity, do you want to deal with the headache? Do you want to like? Pop,
They don't understand that.
ask
They don't
Pops. Hey,
understand behind
ask
the
Pops how
scenes.
many times I come to. Hey, Pop,
Pops,
I'm
yeah.
coming to see you. I'm coming to. And for me, it's more of the good thing. I got somebody who I can
You go to
call
and get some
and sit
information.
down
Right.
because if not, it's easier to just say, man, let me just go and sell this.
Yeah.
And get away from the true purpose, but no, I want to see it win,
You gotta see
and
it all the way through.
in this city, I think it's much needed, and we
Of
just
course it's
got
much needed.
get more of us to really like just really support,
Support each other.
and
That was a good word.
and
Support.
stay
That's a very good word.
understand the purpose. You know, the
Yes.
purpose is bigger because the money gonna be. I'm gonna make some money
Money.
regardless.
Right.
I'm not
It's
worried.
all about the money. But see,
Yeah.
people don't understand, and I'm glad that you're here because you're one of the first owners that I've talked to about this game. Because when I got in the game, there was no black owners. And there was no black, when I said black owners that had a liquor
Black
license in their name.
One or two.
No, it wasn't. It was none of them. Even Coco's, even
I
Rolex,
thought
all that
that's
was
what I was
all
gonna say.
somebody else, and they had
Right.
the black guy fronting for them.
Right.
And then when I got into the game, I wanted to change the standard. I mean, I wanted to take it from here being taboo,
And you
ashamed
did.
to go in the club, to be in the club everybody want to be at. To see that. Get the athletes, get the entertainers, everybody, no shooting, no fighting, everybody dressing, everybody having a good time, and they have a place to go. But then I found out that these clubs were all going against me. I mean, they were teaming up. Coco's and Rolex told the girls, y'all go work on
Well,
Black
you
Gold.
did set up like McDonald's on the spot.
Y'all go to Black Gold. You can't come back to work here. So I had to go outside and bring girls in from Detroit and Chicago and Atlanta. All the girls who appeared in my magazine in order to get the business going. Then when they saw it was going off the charts, they said, "The hell with that! I'm going over here."
Yeah.
So that's how I had to break into the game. And then I had all the undercovers and everybody trying to set me up and trying to see if there's any illegal operations. And they want, man, you know, I had people picking in front of my club. This is before you was even down here. This is when you was still in the mafia before you became But see, then when I got started, it was no stopping. And then when I did the Diamonds Cabaret and I joined forces with Pops, you know, Pops had the street on lock. Pop controlled the streets. I controlled corporate and athletes, so therefore we had everything. So if you had beef, you know you're not gonna go to the Diamonds and screw up. Cause Pop is Pop
ain't
one
going
phone
for it.
call away before he gets straightened. And so everybody came in there with a different attitude. And then to see you all come in there after every game or during the summer when
Right,
we had the Willis
celebrate.
McGahee's, we would sponsor his flag football and how you all came out and supported and I mean, it was like 3 rows deep with just UM players, everybody having a good time. And you can always know that I can leave here and come back, or I can tell my friends to come and you call and say, "Hey Lenny, I got such and such person coming in town, can you take care of him?" Or you say, "Pop, I got such and such person coming through, can you look out for him?" And that's gonna happen.
Right.
But see, it's not like that no more. Ever since I got in the game, you know, it's like, and Pop went over to Cheetah, like the black clubs was like,
They don't want to put the footwork in.
we started suffering a little bit. And then when you came out with the one, which I was glad to see that you revitalized that. I mean, you did a fantastic job, nothing to say. You know, to change it up and make it more, you know, upscale, not just.
It's a work in progress.
Oh, tell me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money
But, like,
and finding the right people.
For myself is just like I don't have no reason to cut a corner. I don't do everything the right way.
Exactly.
And because I understand there's a different type of set of eyes on you. Like sometimes they're waiting on you to make a mistake.
Of course.
And I just rather do everything the right way. And if it's a good product, it's gonna sell. If it doesn't work, then we say, okay, let's reroute it. And we tried it, we did it. But the good thing, I got some good guys. I got Terry came over.
Yeah, Terry's good guy. Terry knows the business. Terry learned from the best.
Terry, I have yourself, I have Pop, I have Magic out of Magic City.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a lot of people that I can lean on that can make sure that all their errors or any mistakes they made,
you don't make the same one.
Yeah, they can help you. And I'm also one of the owners of Onyx up in Atlanta.
Exactly.
So we got that. And you just start understanding, okay, as long as we do stuff the right way, we won't really have to worry about it. And then, you know, the people are gonna come and the people are gonna leave, and it's just a matter of you staying the course and not even really, so you don't have to beg nobody, you don't have to take shorts, you don't have to cheat the game. Just do it, and we're gonna be here for a long time until somebody come with that right number. They come with that right number.
You go into something else, huh?
I mean, it's part of it.
It's always about that.
That's what I'm saying. You go through and you say, I accomplished this, then you move on to something else. You know, I'm just having fun.
That's the thing that I did too. See, I realized that coming from University of Miami, I was always an innovator. You know that. I mean, I took everything to the next level, and I always did everything big, over the top. So people walk and say, I want everybody to say, wow, or God damn, what is this dude doing here? So when you walk into my establishment, whether you walk into my restaurant, whether you walk into the club, whether you walk into my house, wherever you walk in, I want you to have that wow factor. Like, wow, this motherfucker's on a whole
then
different
he painted
level.
out his imaginations at all the clubs.
And see, that's what I did in my club. I took that imagination to the club. That's why I had the theme night.
Feminine. That's one thing that I can say about the clubs. That's now and before. Like right now, they're demasculating the men. Like the men are now starting to be not so masculine. The women are starting to be more masculine. Lenny made sure he kept the women very feminine. If he stopped that club every 2 to 3 hours, you gonna put a gown on? You gonna dress up like a lady? Don't come out there with your roller set. You're gonna walk around. You're gonna prance around. We're gonna introduce you to the crowd. They don't do that no more. You know what I mean? That's what
but with the rules and regulations, you have to be careful with what you're doing.
Because now you get sued because of
how can you get sued for something
there's
like
a lot of rules that
it's
you have to
trying to keep
provide
the girls feminine, you know what I mean?
Well, they're trying to make it seem
rules.
like if you do anything or have any control over the girls now, therefore you should be paying them a salary. Otherwise, they're not independent contractors.
They can do what they want.
They basically, I was in Atlanta the other week, a few months ago, and I'm sitting there in Magic City waiting on girls to come out and dance, and girls are walking, sitting around waiting on the customers to show up, and then they're sitting around in tennis shoes and
then
when the customers show up, now they're gonna go in the back and get dressed and come out at 1 o'clock in the morning.
What would you do if we were tennis shoes in the club? What would he do?
Am I lying?
I mean, it's a fine line. It's a fine line that you don't want to put yourself at risk of taking on all these different lawsuits. So you have to play within the rules, and you know the game come with good and bad.
The rules of that fine comb.
But see, what happened was the dancers changed the game. The dancers wanted to be employees, they wanted to get paid that little minimum wage. Then when they started suing the club, and basically they were winning every time they sued the club.
Yeah,
you know, and to the point that the club said, well, hey, if y'all want to do this, here you go. Right. They don't understand they just screwed up all their own money.
They have a lot of lawsuits.
They screwed their own money up by trying to become, you know, employees as opposed to being independent, where they can come to work when they want to, on the days they want to, but when you come, you got to pay to help the club. I mean, you got to pay house fees, you got to pay to help the security. These are people helping you. Now, but they still want to take all the money, so they end up getting what they deserve.
But then a lot of club owners kind of copied your style, but they abused it a little bit with these girls. Like later on down the line, they start abusing it with the girls. Like the girls are starting to have to pay like $400 or $500 just to dance.
Oh, that's
in the club. So
that's ridiculous.
You know,
when you charge them $400 or $500. See, with me is this: I never charge more than $10 to get in before 10 o'clock. Then it's $20 to get in. Now, if you want to skip that long ass line outside, then you can pay $40. Right. My parking was free. I was in Atlanta. I mean, they charged us $60 to park. Way down there, $80. You charge me $80 to park before I even get in the door. Now I'm gonna spend another $40 for me and $40 for my girl. I spent $160 before I even get in the door and buy a drink. That was just ridiculous. I mean, they just priced themselves out the market. I said, guys,
Miami was last to get like that.
I would never charge nobody to park unless you want to park in
Yeah.
VIP up front, and then for $80 you can get your car washed and waxed and detailed and everything.
Yes.
It's a different era, so you got to make the
I know, but
proper adjustment.
why would you take the money out? See, that's a turn off to me. If I had, listen, I'm just giving you this game free of charge. If I had a club in Atlanta, I charge $10 a park, just to cover the parking lot attendant. But that right there, I would take 40% or 50% of all the business from around and surrounding me, because they were charging $60 and $70 and $80 a park. I'm like, dude, are you serious? That's for you to self park. Now, when I said $60, we drove up. Am I lying? We drove up. The guy said $60. I said, for what? I said, does that include the price of getting in? He said, no, you got to see that guy in it. But I can park it up front for $80. $60 to park down the hill. I said, oh, Lord, I got to see what they got going on here. So I paid the money. We go in. And I get in. I mean, we get in at like 12, it's 12:30 when we get in. There was not one girl on the floor. Okay? All the girls were sitting around dressed in just in street clothes, waiting on the customer to show up. Then as the customer started showing up, the girls start getting off the stage, sitting around on the stage, going get dressed and coming out and starting to dance. I said, where is the entertainment value at in this?
No, that's the nature of this thing. That's what comes when you got lawsuits, you got all these things that
you
you're faced.
connected into your club like that? Do you
I mean,
are you connected like deep into it? Because I don't get that. Like I don't get that you like heavy on it. I'm going to the football game with my son. Y'all figure that shit out. I don't want to hear about them hoes tonight. Business. If they want to buy, let me know. If they come with a number, y'all figure that shit out. I did it for real estate. I'm saying I would never do this.
I'm connected enough just for operations to make sure it's done. But when it man, however the people
operation, the business.
When you put people in charge, you don't micromanage. You let them do what they do. As long as you don't get in trouble.
You gotta get in the paint with these boys. You gotta be general.
It's a difference. You know, there's give and take. So I look at every situation. It's give and take. Every city is different. You know, every crowd is different.
You definitely ought to go, man.
But in Atlanta, everybody don't come out till 1:30. You know what I'm saying? So they're not gonna come out. So for the girls to sit there and sit there and wait, it's gonna be hard to get that.
I would tell you, you gotta keep circling the floor. Ain't no sitting down with
Let me tell you this.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a different game
Apostle
right
pull
now.
his glasses on his nose and look down at you, give you that look, and he lets you know Liddy walking on the floor. Y'all shuffle around.
See, I'm gonna tell you this. You got to dictate the game. See, I could have easily conformed and did everything all the other clubs were doing.
Right.
And that's why I would have been just like that. I took my whole lane and made a whole, I took my grader and rerouted a whole new lane of traffic. Because if I'm going to do the same thing they're going to do, I'm going to be just like them. So that's why I'm giving you a copy of this bad boy right here.
Yeah, that was good. Hey,
this is the
take
Bible.
The meat and leave the bone.
I'm telling you, I'm giving everybody the game
on
how to run a successful strip club from A to Z. The good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. And everybody can't run a strip club.
No.
It's not for everybody. That's the hardest business in the world. It should be the easiest because you got the number one commodity in the world is tits and ass. Yep. Everybody should be coming out to see that. And sex always been selling since the day man started making dollars.
Sex gonna sell.
But you got to be able to take the good with the bad, meaning that you got to dictate and make people come. I'll give you an example. And friend Joe Rodriguez, who owns Cheetahs. All the other strip clubs dying during the day. He got a crowd around the corner waiting to get in because he got the lunch, he got the beautiful girls, and people don't come out. Shit, that's a lie. If you give them a reason to come out, they will come out. Same thing that we did. We gave you a reason to be out there every day of the week.
Buffet out there, and then yelled at the girls in the back, hey, let the guys eat the buffet. Y'all don't eat, everybody get on the scale. He used to see the girls.
So you got to give them a reason, and then you got to stick to it. It's not going to work right away.
Yes.
You got to stick to it. I mean, you got to change the change the flow. You got to change the habits. You got to change everybody's routine. But no, you've been doing really good, man. I got to give you credit. I mean, I'm proud of you. I've been up there. I've seen what you got. I followed you, and I really appreciate what you're doing with your life, with your family, with your kids. But I want to talk about one thing. See, people don't really know this about you. All right. They don't know that you could have had another 3 good years in the NFL.
Wow.
4 or 5 1,000-yard games. They don't know the real reason why you left the NFL early. And I know that you left to take care of your kids.
Yeah.
Wow.
People don't know that.
That's good.
The girl died from leukemia.
When she passed, you know, you start looking at it and say, okay, look, am I gonna have somebody else take care of my responsibility?
Exactly.
Wow.
And that's what it all comes to, being a man, understanding what you gotta do, your responsibilities.
Wow.
So for me, that was just a matter of, okay, these are the right things to do. So you just go through, do the right thing, and you know, as a ball player, you know, you have kids. It's easy to take care of the kids financially, but you never get to know the kids.
Right. Exactly.
And for me, it's like I want to know my kids. I got to make sure if they don't have the other parent that kind of steer them in the right way, I got to make sure. Okay, look, I get to know my kids. I get to spend time with them, get to be around them, and kind of show them. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was an easy decision. Like football, I maxed that out. You know what I'm saying? I did what I could do, and then when you find yourself not doing the things that it takes to be one of the best,
to put in that sacrifice and that
you can't, like you say, okay, I can't go put in this work. I can't do this. I can't commit like this from the hours that you put in the previous years to become what you became. And you say, okay, well, I can't do this because I got to take care of this. And you know, in the mornings you sitting up there, you making sure somebody else that's taking care of your responsibility. Hey, are they on point? Is this going? Is this going? It's a lot, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's really not worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's really not worth it. And then plus my body of work was good enough. You know what I'm saying? My body of work was good enough. I exceeded expectations. Money was a non-issue. As far as playing the game, you know, I put up enough numbers to maximize the opportunity to become a Pro Football Hall of Famer. So it was one of those things where you say, okay, of course you want to go, you want to keep following, you want to keep passing people up on the rushing yards chart. But then you start saying, okay, what's the bigger purpose? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like I done won, man. I won from the moment I stepped foot on the football field. Like I'm coming from poverty. Of course, a lot of people come from that situation. And now you got a chance to say, look, I can get out of here. I got all my limbs.
You got the help. You got everything.
So it's like a clean getaway. You know what I'm saying?
That's a hard thing to walk away from.
He sounds like everything about him is a business.
Well, see, he had put his ducks in a row. He had planned on the day that I'm going to walk because everything has an expiration date. You can understand that. And if you retire on your own terms because of something that you want, but it's hard to walk away from them millions.
I mean, it is. Once you have to think, like, once you get your first contract, and if you have this in order, you have discipline, you're good for life. You know what I'm saying? And so when you're talking about, okay, I can go get more, I can keep going and get more, but then you're missing out on life.
Exactly.
You know, so for me, it's like, I done did that, but then for me, business was my true purpose and calling that I really wanted to do. So football was just a stepping stone, just a ladder. You play the game because the game was easy to me, and I go through and reap all the benefits of being a football player, but knowing that I really want to do business. You know? And you got to think, there's business people that own the teams.
Exactly.
The players gonna come and go.
Exactly.
And so the sooner I get into the business field, the better. And you're gonna make way more money in business if you do it right. Some players are gonna make a whole lot of money, but they're exceptional. You know, like you take the guys like LeBron James. You know, he's fortunate enough to move his whole family with him. But imagine he's not able to move his family with him. Don't have them in the same city.
Right.
You don't get to see their games. You don't get to see none of that stuff. Like I don't miss nothing. I'll be out and go from the club to donuts with dad. You know, like, I'm there. You know what I'm saying?
Kids in sports?
I have 2 sons that's playing.
Did they choose it? Is it something you guide them? Because I was always wondering, do athletes like kind of put their kids in it, or do it just comes natural through the genes?
Well, it all depends on the sport.
It depends. I got 2 that's I got 2 that's playing.
No joke. He's got son, Jizzy James.
I bet.
That boy, I'm fucking ball.
Yeah, so I got 2 of them that doing that. One of them, out of all of them, the one that got the most sense is the youngest one. He won't touch
And he
sports. He
plays
just
ball.
live life.
He's like, he has the business side,
yeah.
right?
Nah, I don't. He just living life. You know, like I think if I had to choose, that's how I would live.
Wow.
Like I wouldn't go through and say, man, I gotta go out here and do all these lifting weights. I gotta go through it. He ain't doing none of that. You know, he just enjoying. So he gets it. Like that's the position I would want to be in, where I don't have to do nothing. You know, just enjoy it, just ride. I would ride my daddy coattail and private jet and hotel suites.
Then you do have an athlete.
Yeah.
He's an athlete.
Now his daughters ain't no joke either now.
Yeah.
They run track.
Nah, they're not in the sports.
No sports.
I got a plastic surgeon.
Yeah, she's a no, but you got a degree.
Oh, your business side showed out.
Yeah.
We got one that's a lawyer.
Okay.
And then one that sings.
Yes.
So, but everybody doing what they want to do.
Right.
And for me, it's just
Any
a matter
football
of.
players?
I got one that.
Wow.
That's playing.
Okay.
Jared Hunter is the tailback. He takes the carry. Excuse me, Ian James. That's Ian James. That's Ian James. Dad's in attendance. Ian James to the house. Touchdown. Look at that. Dad pumped up. Dad pumped up. Yes. You got Edge in the seat right next to us, in the booth right next to us. He pumped up. Hands in the air. Cell phones are out. Yes. Dad is pumped up. Look, just like Edge of old. Edgerrin James watching his son Eden put in work.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's all coming together.
You never try to be the coach?
Nah.
That's the worst thing in the world to do.
I started.
Kids.
I did it. You know, I never wanted to coach, but when it comes to your kids,
That's what I was saying.
the only reason I coach was for the foundation.
Right.
Yeah. Because a lot of times, a lot of coaches, they don't know what to do.
Right.
There's some good people,
Right.
and they don't even have children out there.
Right.
No.
But they just don't know the game,
Right.
and so I wanted my kids to learn the right way.
So they
And
never
up
drove you
until
to that?
like
To wanna
8th grade.
coach?
After 8th grade, once my son's last year was 7th, 8th grade, then I retired from that.
So
But
when
I
you
wanted
start
to make
yelling
sure.
at them,
Yes,
they taking it personal.
Nah, you don't even get to
that.
that point. You don't, because once you live this stuff, you don't have to yell. Like people that's into it, you don't yell at people that's into it. Like they're receptive, and plus they're coming to you for advice. It's just like if I come to you or Pops or Terry or somebody say, hey, well, you say, hey, you're doing this wrong, I don't care how you say that to me. Guess what? You're telling me what to do to be better.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing because I'm coming to you. They're coming to me.
Oh, that's a
I'm
good
not
thing.
making them do something. That's why I wouldn't make them play sports. You know, if you
Right.
make them play
Right.
sports,
You let them
that's
do
when you got the yell. But
Right.
when the kid wants to be good, the kid he gonna knock on the door. He gonna, hey, what time we doing this? Hey, I gotta do this.
Yes.
And they want to do it. And the same thing in business. When you want to do something, you want to be successful. You're gonna go find the people that could actually lead you to that direction.
Where you want to go? Yeah. Yep.
Edgerrin, you sound like a great father. I just want to make sure.
I hope
tell you.
so. I hope
You sound
so.
like a great father.
The story be told once it's all said and done.
See, where I judge a man by is not by his success and how much money he got in the bank, not how many
He's a
property
man
he
of
got,
character,
but
sir.
you look at his kids.
Yes.
You can tell the quality of a man by his
It's very
kids.
quality.
And his kids love to be around
Your
him.
kids bring you blessings.
They
so
love
I
to be
think
in his
schools
position.
don't know
They
that.
love to talk, and he pushes
Yes.
them. He encourages them.
Yes.
I mean, that's a great thing, and I wish more people would take that initiative, realizing that you can throw money at your kid all day long.
Right.
Here's $100. Here's go to
Yes.
the movie. Here's $500.
Spend
Go
time.
go to Disney. Here's this. Here's that. But the time is more important than any money. And I tell everybody.
The thing that I found interesting, because you're a parent, is that like I don't call them to go out. They call me to go to the club. They call because you think they want their space.
Yeah.
And they want you to show it. They want you to be there. Like even to come. Like, they're older now.
But you're cool.
Yeah,
You're
like
handsome. You don't look like.
So they're older now, and they want you to go to the club with them. Like I'm like 20 years like way on me. I'm an old man.
Right?
But
They want to show out there. They want to show their head off.
they want you to come. They're like, all right, Daddy, are you gonna go? And it's like you want to give them their space,
Right.
but that's a cool thing for them to want you to be around. For them to want you to be around. That's pretty cool.
He gonna spoil. He gonna kill the mood.
Right.
Yeah, like they're not hiding. They calling you to come.
That's a good relationship. 'Cause
Yeah,
let me
that's
tell
the
you
cool
something, My
thing.
daughter still don't want me to go to the club. She'll tell the people in the section, don't let her in. I was trying to get over there. The bodyguards and bounce like, yo, you can't come in the section. I was like, what?
You know, Dad gonna pull
So
up
that's
in the
a good-
Rolls Royce,
they
and
think
Dad
you
gonna
cool,
pull up
you
in the
cool.
Sprinter,
You
and
mad
everybody
cool.
gonna be like, oh, look, that's your dad. Oh my God.
Great
See, look,
job.
one thing I can tell I love about white kids. They don't mind riding Dad's coattail.
They love
Black people always want to try to make their own lane again.
Because the
Like,
blacks
are you
are-
damn
the
fool?
blacks are chosen.
I done went through all that, so you don't have to go through all
blacks
this.
are chosen.
Just ride the
But
way.
it goes
They
back
want their own
to
image. They
it,
stand out like kings.
it goes back to examples.
Exactly.
Like we don't have a lot of examples. Like I didn't meet a teammate or have friends that had mother and father in the same house until I got to the University of Miami. So it's a different space.
Right.
You know, so a lot of times those kids get rolled, they get picked on, or you just
Right.
spoon fed. The only reason you're here because you're dad. So that makes them
Not-
shun away from the parent
You got a
versus
point.
embracing it.
Good point.
And that's one thing I noticed, and that's why I try to put in front of my kids to make sure, like, look, it's a reason you're in this space, and you don't need to be ashamed of it. You know, embrace it,
Hell yeah.
because we're gonna use every advantage we can to make sure we keep going up.
You want to
And-
stand on your parents' shoulders, not start down where they started from
Yeah.
the grassroots. You want to start up here, like everybody
But
else.
it's
started
pressure. It's pressure on those kids.
Yes.
The kids have pressure because of the fact that
All their friends, could
all
come
they're
from
saying, like,
poverty.
no, it's like and like me when I was coaching, and this one thing that I hated about coaching was my sons. They was really good, but when they go to playing, and if you give them the ball, they start saying you're doing daddy ball.
Right. I was so curious.
So now I find it with my son, they can barely touch the ball. They never get to miss practice. They got to put in the
You're
most
hard
work.
on them.
No, they got to do all the stuff they're supposed
Because
to
of
do.
daddy's name.
Because of that's what we do to prepare for a game.
Right.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to a game, the other kids that don't put in as much work,
Right.
you got to hear the parents saying,
Oh
"Oh, they're
my
doing daddy
God.
ball, this and
Oh,
that." So like it's like
got to play
my-
on.
That
why
my
I
son
get out?
deserves. Your children deserves to get to touch the ball and play.
Wow.
And then when you, at the end of the day, when you find yourself battling. Okay, look,
Right.
I make sure I let them touch the ball
Try
a
to
couple
be fair.
times. I got to restrict my son.
Right.
And I'm like, this
He
is too
can't
much.
show out. He can't get back. He
It's
can't-
too
he can't-
much.
There's too much
Yeah.
emotion.
But they put in all that work and they don't get a chance to reap the benefits.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's something that I really didn't like when you
That's
doing
the
the
only
youth ball.
problem.
Yeah.
That plays
Oh, I know.
part of it.
Believe me, I know.
I tried to coach.
Because when you try, like, sometimes my son, well, football, the basketball, and everything, and then, you
Have you
know,
ever coached me? Yes, sir.
I never wanted to coach them damn kids. I'm almost like, fuck them kids sometimes. The parents don't give a damn. See, the parents don't give a damn about their kids. They want to give them to you, and they want you to do all the work. And they know their kid's undisciplined. They know he's a hard knucklehead. And now everybody want to get a participation award. Back in my day, either you was a star or your ass sat the bench and you didn't play. You didn't get nothing unless you deserved it.
Right.
MVP, first runner
Nah,
up.
it's totally different now.
Everybody
They
get a
have-
participation award.
They have play counts. They got to play. They got to get this
Number
many
of minutes.
plays, and so it kind of takes away from the game. But I understand where they're coming from. But it's like there's different leagues. You should go to another league.
Right.
If your kid is up
Yeah.
at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning working out, running, watching film and doing this, then studying, then doing all this, your kid is sleeping and playing Fortnite and playing video games, and he gonna show up, he ain't fast, he ain't got no skills, he's not that great.
Then you don't want to be coached.
Nah.
That would make
But
coaching
parents,
hard.
parents are
Right.
like that. Some
Just force them to
my
get
girl, the teacher, and my God, the kids like he don't know how to his timetables. He don't know his multiplication. Well, that's why I send him to school so y'all can teach it. I'm like,
Lord.
fuck these kids.
Well, we have,
I don't be like.
Andrew, we might need a book from you about good parenting. That's something you need
Oh,
to
yeah,
tell.
You know, once-
talk about the book, Aaron.
You
I
need
want
to
to
tell
talk
us
about the
about
book.
a book
From
about how you
the
are
gold
a good
keeper, the
parent.
gold jacket.
From gold
Give
to the
some of
gold
you guys some
jacket.
information.
The gold to the gold jacket book. You know, it's
Talk
the
about
journey.
your book. Talk about your book.
It's just the journey, you know.
What
It's the
are you
journey.
giving us,
So it's from start to finish, you know. It's
About you.
yeah, it's just showing the path and all that. But eventually, once I my son gets to college and get to going through, I guess when I'm 6 for 6, then I can really say it. I don't want to jinx myself.
I want to make sure. Strictly about how you was a good dad, how to be a good dad.
That'll be in the future. I gotta finish the mission.
You gotta finish the journey. Like you can't premature. You get to write the book in the third quarter.
Yeah, if I get to pat myself on the back and the kids say I'm not going to school,
nah. You're doing a great job.
It's like, where did I go wrong?
You're doing a great job.
But I am so glad that we had this opportunity to finally get you here, Edge.
Man, one phone call away. One phone call away.
Everybody wants your time, man. Everybody calling you for this and calling you for that.
Nah, but man, this is good. This is good stuff. Like I told you, as long as I'm not in the middle of controversy.
No, I don't do controversy.
And so
you know me, I don't do controversy.
You know, it's real good stuff, and like all I want to do is keep putting good stuff out in the world, and that's how it's supposed to be.
Oh, I want to talk about one more thing. Now.
You can go one more thing, then one more thing.
No, this is good.
We did that one. You use that line twice.
We have. Cause I know you got to go. I'm putting.
We good.
I'll get my time in. You didn't see that much. Except when you're passing through Miami, you just happen to be here for our alumni football weekend. I said, I'm gonna get this joke.
We need information out of you.
But at the time when I was at the University of Miami, you know, we went through 80s, won the first championship game. And I'm coming back, you know, everybody putting in things and giving back and so on and so forth. Then you come in and you just screw it up for everybody. He gets this big contract and he come back and I go back to the university one weekend. I see the Edgerrin James. He done donated $250,000 to build a whole damn wing on the athletic facility. The Edgerrin James training facility. What was Edgerrin James?
The meeting room.
The meeting room. I walk in there, it's got all these nice chairs and all this. I mean, when I was there, we played on Green Tree. We was lucky to find a piece of grass to land on. I mean, it's all rocks and sand, and he done went and made all these donations, and I'm like, this fool that went and did his thing. I was so proud of you, man.
But that's a Miami Hurricane way. We show up and we're gonna make sure we leave our imprint. So now I had to make sure I leave my imprint. When they started to show me the different opportunities, I said, nah, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it to where everybody gonna know I did it and I did it right. Yeah. But it also goes back to the appreciation that you have for the school.
Exactly.
It's like we can't walk around here talking about we the you, we stick together, we do this and that, and then we don't step up when there's opportunity. Because I want the younger kids, every young kid, I may not know them personally, but they've been in that meeting room.
Exactly.
They go through it, and that's part of that bond that we have. And it's like it starts with our generation, that y'all generation. So you got to do certain things. So those are the things that you do that's impactful, and that's like pretty much everlasting, because all the kids coming through there, and get somebody a chance to come one up me, you know, and do something big. And that's all you want to do, just keep it rolling. That's how we're going to keep that bond together.
But this is one thing I've noticed, and you've noticed too. I've been all around the world. I've been to universities, colleges, I've spoken, I've done shows, I've done speeches. There's not a university in the world that has a better fraternity. I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, and that's one thing. But when you say you're a member of the University of Miami football team alumni, for the rest of your life, every year, every game, you know that you can come and you got brothers and sisters that will take care of you. You need a job, if you need any help, they will always give you a lending hand. You know, fraternity is one thing, but this is like a brotherhood. It's a whole different level. And there's no other college in the world, I don't think. I mean, you've been around. Is there anything close to the University of Miami?
Nah, I think we set the tone, but it was because everybody made a conscious effort to get to know the next guy, know the next person. And then you take pride in it. Like, we like that small school, that small army. And so no matter where you go, now you got somebody that you can connect with. Like, you can go to any city and you played at the University of Miami, and you see Michael Irvin, say, I went to you're going to pull you over here.
Exactly.
Everybody's going to do it. It's just one of those things that's kind of trickled down from generation to generation. But it kind of started with Mike, them, and those guys, because they were winning Super Bowls, doing big time stuff, but then they embraced us. And then you take it and you embrace the next one, and then you embrace the next one. And I think that's what makes it so special. And around the country, you know, you don't realize how many powerful people went to the University of Miami.
Of course.
Yes.
It's a lot, but if you think about how much it costs to go to that school,
oh my God,
it takes some wealthy people to actually go to that school. So
Before you even talk about being, like when I was there, it was only 400 blacks on the whole campus of 8,000. And 85% of them was athletes. Football, basketball, track, so on and so forth. And to go to school at the time, it was close to $90,000 in the 80s.
That's a year now.
In the 80s.
But that's what it costs like a year.
That's
now.
like a buck now.
$90,000. That's like what, $250,000, $300,000 a day, a year.
But that's why even with the younger kids, like football may not work out for everybody.
It's
Football
not
is
gonna work out
tough,
for everybody.
but stay there, get your degree from the University of Miami. You're gonna be in a class of people that's separated just because of that
Just
degree.
because of that.
Yeah.
And people don't realize University of Miami is like on the level of a Stanford, of a Notre Dame, of a Harvard, of a Cambridge. And it's the best of the best from all over the world that come there. And to get in there and to be the elite, oh my God. And
I have people with money that call and say, can you call and recommend? Can you help me get my? And they got all of them and say, money's a non-issue. That's when you know that the university has a strong product.
Yeah, I didn't know that, and I'm from Florida, but I didn't.
It's on the 8,000 students. Well, you got Ohio State with 120,000, Florida with 100,000, Florida State, Alabama.
They have a big alumni, but we have
quality.
We have quality.
Much better quality than they do. Because a lot of people, once they graduate Alabama, nobody wants. Who the hell want to go back to Tuscaloosa? Okay, who the hell want to go back to Athens, Georgia? Who the hell want to go back to? Most people don't want to go back to that college, but most people graduate university, they're always going to come back. 3, 4, 5 times a year, or even have a place here that they can live, even though they might go somewhere else or live somewhere else, but they got a place they can always come back to.
Right.
But Mr. James, I'm telling you, man, this has been a blessing to have you
I thought
here.
you were say, well, I got one more question.
No, I'm not going to We're going to give you an opportunity to ask whatever you want to ask.
I'm not asking. Hey, I got the book. I got the book and I got your phone. Go ahead.
Being a father, how do you balance your life? But we need a book where you just telling the people about how to become a good father and see and balance your life. And to
it's ongoing. It's ongoing. So it's like the story's being written right now.
We don't need that story. Make sure you keep it unlocked.
Yeah.
We don't need that out of you.
But it's just it's a total commitment. It's the same thing you do in sports, same thing you do in everything.
Because this is hard. What you do is incredible. A lot of people don't know how to balance. There's a lot of young guys right now that can't even think of nothing but football. When their football career is over, when they have an accident, like the guy that just lost his life, when it's just the only thing they think football. It's like their life is over once it's football.
They made a commitment to that and that alone. They didn't have a plan A or a plan B.
Right. So we definitely need more people like you out there to tell your story and let them know that it's just not about playing the sport. You know, it's a whole other picture to it. We look at you as a leader. You know, a trendsetter.
That's it. Oh, one last question. No.
I know it was coming.
Who did you enjoy playing for more?
Outside of University of Miami, the coach was like the organization. The organization.
That's my team.
They have, and that's like still to this day. Like I still work with the coach. I still tied to the organization, and I got a great relationship with the owner. But the coach, because you're growing together. Like we're growing, and we took a city that wasn't used to winning. It was Indy 500 race car. They go race car, basketball, then everything else, and then we got in the top. We became the face of the city, the face of the whole state, pretty much.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. My boy, my nephew, who call him that Mike Epps love your ass.
That's my boy, man.
That Mike Epps love your ass. He's in Indianapolis. He bleeds. Everything in Indianapolis.
There's only a few people that's big from Indy, so like Mike Epps, you got the athletes, and I think like Vivica Fox from there. Like it's only so many people that went out to LA and made a name for themselves. So everybody, they love it. Babyface from
Is he?
Babyface,
yeah.
But your boy Mike Epps, oh my God. He loves Edgerrin James, boy. That's all he asked me about. Every time he was on the road or doing a show or something together. Man, when I talk to Ed, I see Ed all the time, man. Man, that's my dog, man. He's such a cool guy. He's classic.
Very nice guy.
We always hung out in the city. And that was like different for them. Like in Miami, you see everybody.
You see everybody.
And you don't really see a lot of people. But then we always got together. And we never shun the hood or shun the community. We sat there and embraced it. We had all our events in some of the areas that most people wouldn't attend. And so it was cool. We had a good bond. We still got a good relationship, and we're going to keep it going.
Yeah, I love it, man.
We appreciate you, Edgerrin.
I appreciate having you here.
y'all.
I know you're a busy man. I know you have time for me, but I know your time is limited.
I'm here now.
You good? I'm glad, dog. I really appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you again. We're going to have more things to talk about. Thank you
I
very much,
appreciate it, man. I appreciate y'all bringing me on.
There's some sports now. We got to get that in
Some sport.
in the Onyx. We good on everything.
Definitely get that in honest. Definitely.
Thank you, man. I really
No
appreciate it.
problem.
Thank you.
Pop, what's going on? Pop sleepy too.
Pop ain't sleepy, child.
Oh, my man right there. Pops know I'm coming. I get off that road, go right to Pop.
I was always confident, but it was at the U where I realized how good of a football player I really was. I mean, some of the best football players in the country played at the U. Shout out to all my UM teammates in attendance. I see y'all boys. to the city of Indianapolis, thank you for embracing me. Leaving Indy was tough, but you know me, Edge always been about his business. Special thanks to Cardinals owner Michael Bidwell, general manager Rod Graves, and the late Dennis Green. My time in Arizona was short but sweet. I made enough memories and friendships to last a lifetime. We took the Cardinals to the Super Bowl. I played with some great players like Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner and future Hall of Famers Larry Fitzgerald and Anquan Bolden, along with Antrell Rowe, Terrell Smith, Leonard Polk, Reggie Wells, and so many other talented players. For some reason, I always had to deal with perception. Perception, though, isn't always reality. It definitely wasn't my reality. People looked at my gold teeth and dreads and were shocked and surprised I had never been under arrest or spent time in jail. So many people told me that you can't have dreads and gold teeth and be accepted in the NFL, but I never listened. I always knew who I was, a great football player, a great father, a proud black man, a lion, and this was my main. Which many of those doubters would later discover once they got to know the real me. Times have changed. Look around the league. Look at some of the young stars. As a matter of fact, look at my Pro Football Hall of Fame bust. Rocking the same dreads they said I shouldn't. My closing message proudly represent the real you. Follow your dreams, aim high, and create the life you want to live. And to all those who have been judged prematurely because of their appearance, the way they speak, where they come from, and in the minds of many should be locked up in prison, I represent us. I'm forever immortalized, locked up in the Candid Correctional Institution.